Hey, Money Magnets! I'm your host, Dr. Amanda, and if you're a coach, expert, or service-based business owner, you're in the right place to learn law of attraction strategies that will help you improve your client attraction and turn on your money magnetism so you can rapidly grow your business to six-figure plus success. And in this episode, you're going to learn my top 30 money-making AffirMantras to manifest rapid business growth. In episode 346, the last episode, you learned how to use AffirMantras and what they actually are. So instead of using affirmations the wrong way, you're using AffirMantras. I also taught you the inner power formula for business growth and money magnetism. So if you haven't yet listened to that episode, number 346, you're going to want to go back because it's going to give you information that you need to keep moving forward with this 3-part series of understanding how to become a money magnet, how to rapidly grow your business, and how to use AffirMantras, my inner power formula, my manifestation formula, to really get what you want in your business through breaking through your unconscious money blocks. So if you're just brand new here, go back to episode 346, then listen to this episode 347 and the next episode 348 when it comes out. And this 3-part series will really help you understand how to apply the law of attraction and manifest through money magnetism that feels aligned. So let's start by breaking down and recapping what it means to use starter statements when you're using my AffirMantras. So the reason that most people don't successfully use affirmations is because they create resistance when they say a statement that they are programming themselves with. So the only reason that you'd ever use an AffirMantra is to affirm to yourself something that isn't yet true for you. Otherwise, you wouldn't even need to affirm it, right? So an example that I used in the last episode was manifesting my husband and having a great relationship. When I was in the process of attracting a new relationship that felt aligned, I used my AffirMantras because I didn't yet have it. Now that I have a really happy relationship and I feel like I've met my soulmate, we own a beautiful house together, we work together, we love our lives, we love our business, we love being partners. So I don't need to now affirm, I am attracting an amazing partner. I am attracting an amazing partner. I wouldn't say that because I've already attracted it. And so that's one thing you want to think about when you're affirming and you're using affirmations, you're in the process of attracting. The number one reason we don't attract what we want is because of resistance. So the number one reason, remember this is really important, is that you don't manifest instantaneously is resistance. And so resistance can look like negative beliefs, limiting beliefs. It could be imposter syndrome doubts. It could be shiny object syndrome and scattered energy. It could be procrastination and fear. So those are forms of resistance. And you'll know that you're in a state of resistance by how you feel. So if you feel off in any way, you know that you have some sort of resistance. Otherwise, you're in a state of flow and you're attracting easily. In a state of flow, you will feel higher vibrational frequencies. You'll feel joy and happiness, appreciation, love. You'll feel those frequencies that when you're in them, you want more of it. And you go, yes, this is awesome. Resistance will feel like, oh man, I wish something would change. I feel stressed out. I feel overloaded. I feel burdened. I feel strain. That's going to cause resistance. So when we're using affirmative statements, we don't want to be creating any doubt or fear or resistance. So the solution to this is using my AffirMantra starter statements. And so if you don't have a copy of the book, go ahead and go to IamAMoneyMagnetBook.com. IamAMoneyMagnetBook.com. You can get free chapters. This will give you the starter statements. And then, of course, you can purchase the book if you feel like, hey, I definitely want this book, which I'm sure you will. So on page 44, I give you my 16 AffirMantra starter statements. Things like saying, I prefer, I am learning to, I am in the process of, I am getting better and better at. So let's apply this to an example of rapid business growth and money magnetism. So let's say that you are ready to attract more clients and you want to increase your profitability in your business. So you would say, I prefer to be a money magnet. I prefer to attract clients easily. I am learning to attract clients easily. I am in the process of attracting clients easily. So you will feel the difference from saying, I am attracting clients easily. If you say, I am attracting clients easily, but you don't believe it, then you're affirming something that your subconscious mind automatically kicks out as being untrue, which creates resistance, which pushes away your client attraction. So that's why it's so important to use starter statements in an affirmative way repetitively, hence AffirMantras, so that you can attract and reprogram yourself through believing what you say to yourself. So we can all believe, I prefer to be a client attraction magnet. I prefer to increase my profitability. I prefer to grow my business fast and easily. Absolutely, that is 100% true in your mind. I don't think there's a person right now in the world who wouldn't say, I prefer financial freedom. If you say, I am financially free versus I prefer financial freedom, you feel the difference of what could be true to you and what is not. The reason that people aren't financially free is because they say they want it, but their subconscious mind battles against them thinking, I don't know how, I've never done it before, I'm not good enough, I don't deserve it, I don't have the steps to get there, what will people think of me when I get there? We have all of this subconscious baggage that creates that resistance that then pushes away the thing that we want. So if we choose to program ourselves for, let's say, financial freedom, and we start saying, I prefer financial freedom. I am learning to be financially free. I am in the process of generating financial freedom. I am getting better and better at learning how to be financially free. I am committed to being financially free. Those statements are powerful, and your subconscious mind goes, yes, 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 I want that. It doesn't create resistance. So that is why it's so important to use AffirMantras with starter statements the way that I teach them. Again, go back to episode 346 if you want a deeper dive, and get the book, because I dive into it here and really explain to you how the quantum physics works behind this. So in this episode, I really want to dive into just 5 AffirMantras today. We're going to cover 5 more next week. There are 30 in the book, and this book has over 100 journaling questions. So you're definitely going to want to get the book, because you want to start breaking through your unconscious money blocks so that you can reprogram yourself for success. And when you do that, you recognize, reframe, repeat to reprogram. That's my inner power formula. At the end of the book, you're going to notice that you have different beliefs around money. And then you can just keep constructing AffirMantras for yourself. You can use the format of how I do it in the book, and you can use AffirMantras from the book, and then you can start creating your own, which you will love to do because it's just an easy, fun process. So today, because of time, it wouldn't work for me to cover all 30 AffirMantras just because it would be a 7-hour course. So we're just going to break down 5 today, and then 5 in episode number 348. And for the rest of them, just go to I'mAMoneyMagnetBook.com. You'll get an outline of what they are. And then when you want to dive deeper, purchase the book on Amazon and answer the over 100 journaling questions to help you break through your unconscious money blocks. So let's play with AffirMantra number 1 first. It is, I am a money magnet. Everything I touch turns to gold. Just say that to yourself right now. I am a money magnet. Everything I touch turns to gold. Now, of course, if you don't believe that to be true for yourself yet, then you're going to want to use a starter statement. I prefer to be a money magnet. I choose to feel like a money magnet. I enjoy it when I'm a money magnet. And you're going to just play with those statements until you can say, I am a money magnet. Everything I touch turns to gold. And that feels authentically aligned and true for you. I love it when people message me and say, I'm a money magnet after something amazing happens in their business. So my whole Law of Attraction for Business family, we share wins every day, every week, and people will say, I'm a money magnet. I got a new client. I'm a money magnet. Something awesome just happened. And this one is, of course, the reason I named the book this is because it was the first one that I started using when I was on food stamps. So every single time I found or received money, I would say to myself, I'm a money magnet. Everything I touch turns to gold. And I mean, really, anytime I got any amount of money, I would use this AffirMantra. So if I found a penny on the ground, I'd say it. If I got up to the cash register checking out for groceries and I found out something was on sale, you know how when you put in your number and then all of a sudden all the money comes off from the savings, all in my mind, I'll go, I'm a money magnet. Everything I touch turns to gold. One year when I started doing this, I got a $5,000, it was over $5,000 child tax credit. And I was able to pay off my entire car. And I was like, I'm a money magnet. Everything I touch turns to gold. And, anytime something awesome happens with money, something big or something small, I just reinforce this to myself. I still use this one all the time to this day. Even though I feel like a money magnet, it just keeps creating good energy around money. So this is one that you're going to want to play with forever from today forward, and really train your brain to have gratitude toward money, about finding it, receiving it, being gifted money, and just see how it makes you feel when you use this AffirMantra. In the least, this one makes you giggle to yourself and smile, which raises your vibrational frequency and causes you to be happy and create a sense of love and appreciation and joy around money. That is first and foremost the most important thing, because you remember in episode 346, when I taught you about the fundamentals of magnetism and manifestation, law of attraction, you must raise your vibrational frequency in your state of being. You've got to be higher vibe to attract consciously the things that you would enjoy. So you've got to be in a state of joy about money to attract easy, fun, flowing money and have a really loving relationship with it. So this AffirMantra in particular is the one that I want you to really program into your consciousness and start using it all the time. On your phone, on your wallpaper, you could put, I'm a money magnet, everything I touch turns to gold. So every time you open your phone or pick up your phone, you see that and it reminds you, oh yeah, I'm turning on my money magnetism starting from today forward. Yes, yes, yes. So the journaling questions that are associated with this AffirMantra are to list areas in your personal and professional life where your money magnetism feels blocked. So you're recognizing where you feel blocked in your money magnetism. Now you're going to scan your lifetime and describe a few times when you felt like a powerful money magnet. So look back across your entire life course and think, when was my money magnetism turned on? When money flowed to me easily and I felt really high vibe around money. I felt like I was building my wealth and saving, investing. My business was growing. Things felt good. And then you're going to play with how you'll use this AffirMantra starting from today forward to raise your money vibe and increase your money magnetism. So all of the journaling prompts in this book are helping you, one, recognize your unconscious or conscious belief system around money. And then number two, you're going to start to reframe your belief systems by answering these questions and then focusing on a solution. And then number three, you're repeating to reprogram. And so what that looks like is with each AffirMantra, you're going to write down repetitively the AffirMantra statements that are aligned for you. So an example here in this AffirMantra would be, like I said before, saying, I prefer to be a money magnet. Let's say that one is the one that really resonates with you. You would just write down repetitively in your journal, I prefer to be a money magnet. I prefer to be a money magnet. I enjoy it when I am a money magnet. It feels good when I'm a money magnet. I love it when I'm a money magnet. I am open to receiving easy money as a money magnet. And just feel your vibe change, feel it be up-leveled, feel yourself starting to attract because you're in a higher vibrational frequency with a conscious intention toward attracting money to you. So that's how you're going to use this book to help you reprogram yourself for money magnetism. Okay, let's look at AffirMantra number 3, which is on page 64. I attract big, easy money from my zone of genius. I attract big, easy money from my zone of genius. Now, this one is all about you getting into your zone of manifestation. It's impossible to get to a zone for business where you're in your zone of manifestation, attracting with ease and joy and building a business you love and really feeling like it's flowing. There's not the struggle, the strain, the worry. Instead, you are attracting opportunities, you're attracting money, it's scaling and growing because you're doing things from your zone of genius. I know that every single person is desiring to build a business they enjoy instead of building a prison out of their business. So if you are feeling at all imprisoned by your business, just start to think, how can I step into my zone of genius to attract easier money? Now, zone of genius is a term coined by Gay Hendricks in his book, The Big Leap. If you haven't read this, it is an absolute must read. We read it in my Law of Attraction for Business School and had a deep dive on it because to me, it is one of the most important books you can read, helping you understand unconscious blocks and helping you identify what your zone of genius is. So ways to understand when you're in your zone of genius are that you'll feel inspired. You'll feel clear and confident, focused, less fear. You will have so much more energy. And when you're living in your zone of genius, this is where you have your highest vibrational frequency because you're in a state of joy. When you're in that state of joy, you become an attractor magnet for abundance and prosperity. So this makes sense that if you choose to attract easy money, you want to be in a state that is in that high vibrational frequency of joy, where when you're talking to someone, you're inspired about what you do. You feel this vibration of inspiration and win-win relationships, not desperation. So when you're in your zone of genius and you're talking to a prospect, let's say on a consult, you're going to be wanting to sell. From my acronym for sell is to share, empower, listen, and lead. Share, empower, listen, and lead. So when you're in your zone of genius, it's easy to share, empower, listen, and lead because you feel so good. When you're not in your zone of genius, you feel blocked resistance because you're feeling like you have to talk someone into something that you don't even believe yourself necessarily. And that creates a desperate energy. So attracting big, easy money from your zone of genius is about you understanding, what am I doing that I enjoy? So these are the questions that I like to give you to help you get into your zone of genius. What do I love to do so much that it's the only thing I do for money? And I want you to pay attention to that. I said it's the only thing I do for money versus I do it for free. A lot of people say, I love it so much, I do it for free. I don't want to reinforce for you that you get underpaid for bringing value to the world. You want to get paid to do what you love in a win-win exchange where you give value and someone pays you in exchange for that. So it's something you love doing so much that it's the only thing that you'd want to do for money. What do I naturally feel good at doing? What do others tell me I'm good at doing? This question is a really great one. If I had $1 billion, what would I do with my time? Billionaires really value their time by only doing things they enjoy because their time is so valuable. And so that's a great question for you to ask yourself today. In my business, what would I keep doing if I had $1 billion? In my life, what would I keep doing if I had $1 billion? What would I do with my time tells you your zone of genius. It gives you those clues. So when you answer those questions and you look for patterns across your life course to discover your zone of genius, then use this AffirMantra. I attract big, easy money from my zone of genius. And this will program your subconscious mind to make big, easy money doing exactly what you love. So the journaling questions here on AffirMantra number 3 are, as a child, what were you told about working/jobs and how you should make money? So as a child, what were you told? And you could even ask yourself, what did I see? What did I experience? What did I watch my parents or the adults in my life doing? Because that's going to be what programmed you to work the way that you do. So as a child, what was I told about working and how I should make money? Number 2, did your parents make money doing what they enjoyed, or did they just work to make money? For example, to pay the bills and or support a certain lifestyle. This is an interesting one because a lot of kids will see their parents working really hard for the one vacation a year, or they'll be told, you can't do what you love and make money, just buckle down, work hard, get paid, and then someday you can be free. And you watched your parents struggle and strain and then only really relax on the one vacation a year, which puts so much pressure on that vacation. And it's just living a life of patterned frustration and stuckness. Some people saw that, some people didn't. Of course, you could be someone who watched your parents doing exactly what they love and they taught you to do that. Awesome. Keep going forward then. If not, then it's okay to recognize that your parents were just doing what they knew how to do best. And now you're going to reframe it so that you can attract big, easy money from your zone of genius instead of attracting money from strain and stress. So then what did these lessons cause you to believe about doing what you enjoy to make money in your adult life? So here's where you're really recognizing so that you can reframe if you want to have a different way that you're making money, if you want to create a different state of being around making money. And so these recognition questions will help you do that. And then play with AffirMantra starter statements with this AffirMantra. So you could say, I enjoy attracting big, easy money from my zone of genius. I feel myself attracting big, easy money from my zone of genius. I am open to receiving big, easy money from my zone of genius. This one's a really easy one to use and it's fun. I love it when, so that's a starter statement. I love it when blank. So here it would be, I love it when I attract big, easy money from my zone of genius. Oh yeah. I love it when I attract big, easy money from my zone of genius. Such a fun statement to say over and over again. Okay, let's play with AffirMantra number 6 now. So on page 76 of the book, AffirMantra number 6, the less I work, the more I make. And you'll see how this one is very tied to what we just talked about, because it's impossible to work less and make more if you're not in your zone of genius. Because when you're in your zone of genius, everything gets easy. Your vocation becomes your vacation, and you look forward to doing quote unquote work. And what I mean by the quoting work is that work doesn't feel like work anymore when you are playing to make money. So one of the biggest unconscious money blocks that people struggle with is the belief that you have to work hard to make money. And really, I believe that this is because from a very young age, we're conditioned to believe that hard work or even luck is what makes people rich or makes people money. If you think about what we were told from our parents or adults, typically it was go to school, work hard, get good grades, save up, and then you can retire and have fun. Imagine if they had said this instead. Learn how to get energetically aligned, master your money mindset, and discover how to do what you love to make money. And then we could even add another layer that I talk about in another AffirMantra, and learn how to have your money make money for you. What if you were told that? I mean, my God, how different would our lives be if your parents had said to you, let's teach you how to get energetically aligned, to really love yourself and know yourself. Figure out what it is that you love to do. Let's have you do work you love to do in the world. Let's have you be high vibe and in a state of joy. Learn everything you can about money mindset. Let's break through all your unconscious money blocks so that you can magnetize the easiest money your way and then have your money make money for you. How good would your life be then? It's amazing to think about how we don't teach our children this because we weren't taught it. Our parents weren't taught it. And I think that's one of the biggest problems causing kids depression and anxiety today. They go to school, they don't enjoy what they're doing. Then, there's this issue with ADD, yet when kids go home, they can sit in front of the computer or the video station for 7 hours straight and not move around, and they're totally focused. So it's not that they have ADD, it's that they don't enjoy what they're doing at school. And, with standardized testing and all the things that we put our kids through, I don't want to sit at the desk all day and learn crap I don't want to learn. Why would our kids want to? It's really interesting how we've set up our society to keep reprogramming robots. And then we wonder why people are depressed and feel like shit. And when they grow up, they don't know what they want. It's because we've conditioned people for this. So I feel like my work in the world is to help people unlearn those things, to really start to understand how to vibe high by doing what you love and making money doing what you love, enjoying your work in the world so that you feel a state of joy instead of a state of depression and anxiety and stress. So another thing that's interesting that comes out of this AffirMantra is that people are repeatedly told you've got to work hard to make money. And there's this hustle culture ideal that causes us to believe that we're lazy if we're not working hard all the time. We get really addicted to stress and we don't know how to relax. I really see this as a problem for entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs, I tend to be type A, high achievers, not always, but that could be the case. And it causes this feeling of guilt when you're relaxing. It causes you to think you've always got to be producing. And I want you to consider, how could relaxing and resting be productive? Right? Like, it's actually productive to relax and feel good and then attract your energy instead of hard work. Not that you're not going to take action. It's when I say hard work or working, it's not that we're saying we're not going to work anymore. It's even the less I work, the more I make. It's not the less I put time and energy in, it's the less that it feels laborious and strainful. So what we're doing in this AffirMantra is actually training ourselves to do things we love, and then nothing feels like work. It feels like play. And the more you play, the more money you make. And the more money you make, the more you play. And it just has this awesome feedback loop. That's what AffirMantra number 6 is all about. So instead of creating a prison out of your work and a prison out of your business and not having that harsh underlying subconscious judgment of yourself when you relax and indulge yourself, now you can release that shame, release that guilt around it, and start to work less and make more, and have possibility thinking about what could you be doing in the world to do that. This is going to require you to be willing to pivot, to let go of some things that you've been told you should do, to in some ways outshine other people and deal with the guilt that you feel around that potentially. So sometimes we torture ourselves because we see other people tortured and we don't want to be so different than them. And so we go, well, they're not getting to do what they love. Why am I so special? Why am I getting to do what I want when they don't get to? So subconsciously we hold ourselves back because we don't want to outshine the people around us. And so there's so much wrapped up in each of these AffirMantras. And I really picked the top 30 that I learned that the people I was working with, the different types of entrepreneurs, were struggling with the most. And I broke them down in each of these AffirMantras. So in this one, the less I work, the more I make. It's really you focusing on, how do I work less? How do I enjoy what I'm doing? How do I drop my old programming that says that I've got to do shit that I hate to make money and create a prison out of my life and out of my business? And then someday I'll be able to relax. I don't want that to be programmed into you anymore. We're going to reprogram you for working less, making more, doing what you love to make money. So the questions that are associated with this AffirMantra: number 1, growing up, what were you told about hard work? Really question yourself here. What did your parents tell you? What did your family tell you? What did you watch your parents doing? And then number 2, do you still believe this to be true? Why or why not? Number 3, what do you believe about people who make easy money? This one's really important. If you see someone making easy money and you have a judgment like, must be nice, then you have a money block here. Number 4, how would it feel if you were able to do what you enjoy to make easier money, and what's stopping you? And then number 5, identify 3 to 5 tasks that you do during your workday that you dislike doing. Brainstorm ways you can drop, automate, or delegate. I'd say DAD your system. I don't say it in this book because I hadn't started that acronym yet, but I said drop or delegate. But you want to think, how can I drop, automate, delegate the tasks that I don't enjoy so I can experience working less and making more? Oh, so many good questions in there. Make sure that you journal on these. Again, the book is, if you go to IamAMoneyMagnetBook.com, you'll get all these questions in the book. Number 9, AffirMantra number 9. This is on page 88. And the AffirMantra is, I am present and powerful, releasing past regrets and future fear. I am present and powerful, releasing past regrets and future fear. That feels good in my body when I say that one. Just saying I am present and powerful. You could say, I prefer to be present and powerful. Just right now, you could say that to yourself. I prefer to be present and powerful. I love it when I'm present and powerful. It feels good to be present and powerful. And then this releasing past regrets and future fear is really important, because remember that earlier in the book I shared that we have 60,000 thoughts a day. The majority of them are negative. The negativity comes from focusing on the past and the future instead of living in the present. Now, this is amazing to think about. Every single thing that you manifest in the future will come from the present moment right now. So remember, I taught you be, do, have, where if you are being present in the now and doing the actions that are associated with that beingness, you will get the result that you want. So be, do, have. Everything comes from that place. It's your beingness. So if you are present in the now, you're in a conscious, deliberate state of being right now. That's where you manifest from. If you're focusing on past regret, you're living in the past. You can't manifest anything from the past. You can only beat yourself up from the past and wish that it was different, which keeps creating momentum for that in the future. So in the future, we are focused on fear-based things. So I think of future fear. So my acronym for fear is future expectation of awful results. So future expectation of awful results. So that's obviously not going to help you out in the future manifesting what you want, because if you're projecting fear into the future, you're going to create a future to fear. And so you want to get into the present moment to manifest. So in here I say we beat ourselves up about the things we did in the past that we regret, or we feel regret that our present moment isn't as good as it was in the past. We wish we could go back and fix or relive the past. Alternatively, we focus on the future, and it's typically fear-based. We worry about all the things that could go wrong in an attempt to plan for the worst case scenario. Now, it's interesting because this is a protective mechanism. We're always scanning our current moment for threat, and we are scanning what happened badly in the past and trying to fix it so that there isn't future threat. And so the reason that we must reprogram ourselves out of this is because it's actually our automatic state of being to be in a state of protection, lockdown, fear, learning about, what went wrong in the past so I can fix it for the future. The problem is that we make up a lot of stories about what there is to fear. And because we don't release emotional baggage from the past, it carries on until we learn the lessons from it. And so you'll keep repeating lessons you haven't learned. This is why people have patterned realities. If you were able to actually just let go of the patterned reality and let it be reframed in your state of being, in your system, in your belief system, in your energy system, in your emotional body, then you would be able to attract a different future reality. So that's what I'm teaching you in this book. You've got to recognize, reframe, repeat to reprogram. You've got to learn to let go of the past stories that you're telling yourself that aren't true anymore, that don't need to be true anymore. If you keep hanging on to the regret and you keep focusing on the fear, you're going to keep getting the same future reality. So if you want a different future reality, you've got to change your inner state of being. Your outer world's a reflection of your inner world. If you don't like what's going on the outside, change what's within. Be present, right? Presence is the most powerful place that you can be. I'm actually reading The Power of Now again right now, and it's so good. It's so juicy. And it's so universally true. When you read truth and you hear truth and you know truth, stick with it, because those universal truths are timeless and they're the key to your answers, or they're the answers to the key of life, right? They're the rules to win at the game of life, meaning to feel good. And so that's what I bring to you in these AffirMantras and on this podcast. I'm bringing to you universal truths that I've learned and tested myself and tested with people I work with, and just keep learning as much as I can and bring it to you. That's my quest in life. I choose to keep becoming more and more conscious and helping you become more and more conscious so that we can thrive together and co-create a reality that feels awesome. So I am present and powerful, releasing past regret and future fear. Oh, that's so good. One of my favorite quotes of all time by Abraham Hicks says, "It is impossible to have a happy ending to an unhappy journey." So the reason I say this here is because the problem with fear is that it is all made up in your mind. Even worse, your fear-based thoughts about the future create a future reality of fear. If you feel regret and fear in the present moment based on past regret and future fear, you are guaranteed to feel regret and fear in the future. You are living in a complete fantasy if you believe that feeling regret and fear in the now will lead to a future that feels good. Remember, wherever you go, there you are. It is impossible to have a happy ending to an unhappy journey. So reprogram yourself to be present. The questions for this prompt: in terms of money, what happened in your past that you continually regret? Number 2, how is this keeping you financially stuck today? Number 3, what are your main worries about money in the future? And number 4, are these worries real or stories? Be honest with yourself. So you're bringing these beliefs to your conscious level. So you're recognizing, and then you're going to reframe them to reprogram yourself. That is such a fun one. I am present and powerful, releasing past regrets and future fear. And when I say fun, it's such a key, because I truly believe that we are all on a spiritual journey to be present, to be in the now, to be who we are in our state of being, of joy and just essence. If we're just being, we exist in a state that's going to automatically attract prosperity. We can't do that if we're living in the past or in the future. And so that's why this AffirMantra is so powerful. Okay, number 10, I narrow my focus to expand my freedom. This is on page 92. I narrow my focus to expand my freedom. If you were to make a list of all the things you do in a week to make money, how long would that list be? For most, there's a mile-long to-do list to take care of everything at your job and or to build your business. Now add to this list everything else that happens in your personal life. We've got kids, partners, friends, family, hobbies, spiritual life, personal care, vacations. And each of these items contain a list within a list. Yikes. No wonder most people feel stressed out, overwhelmed, and unfulfilled. I call it being stuck on the treadmill of BS. You're running hard and don't feel like you're getting anywhere. Problematically, what most people believe is that to build wealth, they must add more to their to-do list. They believe that everything on the list is essential and that to feel good in the future, they need to do more in the now. But as you've learned in this book, being stressed out in the present moment will not magnetize easy money your way. Instead, your stress vibe will attract more to be stressed about. It's important to recognize that filling your plate to the max at all points in time is an unconscious belief that you've got to work hard to make money. So you're going to use this AffirMantra to get focused on less. Realize that scattered energy leads to scattered results. Always keeping your plate overflowing with to-dos causes scattered results due to chronic stress. To manifest easier money, you've got to uplevel your joy vibe by dropping items from your to-do list. Get laser focused, and you will expand your financial freedom. This is so critical. I want to highlight this here because I shared this on a workshop I was doing once, and I had several people have big breakthroughs thinking, I've never thought of it this way. So I want you to think about stress and filling your plate with too much as you sending the signal to the universe that your plate is full and you aren't open to opportunities. It's really important and critical key takeaway from this AffirMantra. If you are filling your plate to the max at all points in time and you never have downtime and you don't have time to relax and you don't have time to be creative or just slow down and breathe and be present because you're always thinking about the next to do, which is a future focused attempt, then you are sending the signal to the universe, please don't send me any opportunities. I'm already too busy. That's really important to know because this is what I see most entrepreneurs doing, maxed out all the time. And this causes you to create the reality where you've got to work hard to make money, where you are always going to be stressed, always be overwhelmed. And we don't want that. We want you to narrow your focus to expand your freedom. So the questions to identify if this is an issue for you, on a scale of 1 to 10, rate your level of stress on a weekly basis. 1 would be no stress, 10 would be stress to the max. Identify what stresses you out the most. How can your stress cause your money flow to feel stuck? And what items on your to-do list can you drop or delegate? And then create a plan to implement immediately. Now, this is going to be a really tricky one for some people because if you are in the habit of overdoing it, it's going to take time to undo this habit. Just like really everything in this book, it takes time to reprogram yourself. Things don't happen instantaneously, which is why most people give up and never get what they want because they're not willing to put in the effort, the energy, the focus to reprogram themselves. So if this is you, just know that and know that you can do this pretty quickly. It's just strategic and you've got to be focused and deliberate, and it's a choice. If you choose to have a different reality from today forward and you choose to be more magnetic to money and you choose to have a higher vibe life that feels good, program yourself for it. Anyone can do it. You can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. And I know you can do it because I've helped lots of people do it. And it is so liberating to live on the other side of stress, torment, victimhood, feeling like everything is shitty and bad and there's no way out. I've lived that life before. It sucks. It made me suicidally depressed. And I didn't feel like there was a way out. And when I started doing all the things I teach you in this book and thinking in new ways, my life got better and better and better. And it just keeps getting better and better and better. And so that's the journey I'm on with you. I want to hold your hand on the journey to your life, your business, getting better and better and better. Let's co-create that reality together where everything feels deep down good and you wake up every morning inspired to do your day, inspired to bring your entrepreneurship to the world, inspired to help people in win-win exchanges. Yes, that's the quest. Oh, I'm so happy you're here with me. Okay. So today we talked about AffirMantra 1, I am a money magnet. Everything I touch turns to gold. AffirMantra number 3, I attract big, easy money from my zone of genius. AffirMantra number 6, the less I work, the more I make. AffirMantra number 9, I am present and powerful, releasing past regrets and future fear. And AffirMantra number 10, I narrow my focus to expand my freedom. So many awesome ones. Again, if you haven't yet read the book, go to IamAMoneyMagnetBook.com. IamAMoneyMagnetBook.com. Get free chapters, get your copy on Amazon. And then if you're liking what you get in my podcast and you are feeling that inspired calling to work with me more, go to lawofattractionforbusiness.school. This is a really incredible program where you get daily lessons to up-level your vibrational frequency. These are focused specifically on business owners. So it's lawofattractionforbusiness.school. It's a free trial. Check it out. There's also a group coaching program that I have that works with Law of Attraction for Business as well. So many great resources for you. Thank you for being here with me. I can't wait to be with you again on the next episode where we break down 5 more AffirMantras in this 3-part series. Until then, I am sending you giant hugs and money magnet high fives.